today, we see Timothy. And Timothy's not a huge part of the passage, but he's the guy who is entrusted with these letters that Paul is writing to the Thessalonians. And he delivers these letters and is kind of there to encourage them. And we talk about Paul a lot and this amazing missionary that he was. But Timothy was a guy who was right there beside him all the time. Through it all, Timothy was right there. And he was pretty amazing himself. He was following him all over the world, preaching the gospel with him. And we see that Paul thought so highly of Timothy, he actually kind of groomed him to take over his ministry. And in 1st and 2nd Timothy, in those books, we see Paul kind of passing on his ministry to Timothy for him to kind of carry on the work. And so Timothy's a pretty amazing man of faith. And if we look in 2 Timothy 2:5, we see where this faith comes from. Paul says, I'm convinced that you have the faith that your grandma Lois and your mom Eunice had before you. And so basically, Timothy's faith was passed on through his grandma, his mom, and then it was passed on to him. So his grandma became a Christian and passed that on to his mom and then passed that on to Timothy. And so we see this amazing legacy of faith for this man of faith, this guy who has amazing faith to travel all over the world with Paul preaching the gospel. And so right now I'm standing here in West Liberty, Ohio at the graveside of Betty Bragg, my grandma. And I'm here because I think even though I never got the chance to meet her, she passed on a legacy of faith to me. That I see things in my family and my mom and my aunts and uncles and my brothers and sisters and cousins that we do things and we got things and mannerisms and characteristics that are from my grandma, even though a lot of us never even got the chance to meet her because she just had that kind of impact on us. My grandma was a hard worker. She milked cows almost every day of her life. She loved to be outdoors and work and gardening and got really into working out and was very adventurous in those kind of things. And actually there was at one point in her life that she decided to join Weight Watchers and actually lost 100 pounds on the program. And she referred to it as her fat club. So if you want to understand why my family's the way they are, that's what it is. We always blame Grandpa for that, but I realize now a lot of that came from Grandma. She loved to be hospitable and have people over and cook for them. And most importantly, she loved Jesus. And she passed that on to her kids and to her grandkids through them. And just had this amazing legacy. And I see so much of that in my family and even in myself, even though I never got the chance to meet her. And I think that's so amazing because this is someone who I never really got to meet, but has had such an influence on my life. Now, today is Mother's Day. And so I kind of want to use this as a little bit as a challenge and an encouragement for moms. Proverbs 22:6 says, train up a child in the ways that he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. Are we doing that? Moms, are you teaching that to your children and showing that to them and modeling that for them to love Jesus, and when they're older, they won't stray away from that? So moms, I challenge you to start that legacy or to continue that legacy and pass that on to your kids. It will have a generational effect. And kind of on the way of encouragement, I want to encourage everybody to thank their moms today, to thank their grandmas for that legacy that they've passed on to you, for the faith that they've taught you and for the faith that they've shown in their lives, just for everything that they've done for you and all that they've taught you and so much that moms do. I just want to encourage everybody, thank your mom today, thank your grandma today. And so moms, I want to say thank you for all the things you do. Just everything you do to take care of everybody and to make sure everything goes right, and just you do so much for everybody, you teach so much to everybody. We just want to say thank you for all that you do, and we appreciate it so much. And I just want to encourage you to think about the legacy that you're leaving, or maybe to start a legacy if that needs to happen as well. Just thank you so much, and happy Mother's Day.